In the year 2450, Elysium was one of humanity's crowning achievements. This bustling colony, located in a strategic star system, was a beacon of trade, culture, and diplomacy. The United Earth Federation, UEF, had invested heavily in Elysium, making it a hub where humans and various alien species could coexist and collaborate. The heart of Elysium's capital, known as Unity Plaza, was a vibrant mix of advanced architecture and historical monuments. Among these was the Titan Cannon, a massive artillery piece from Earth's 22nd century. It stood as a towering symbol of humanity's storied past, dominating the plaza with its imposing presence. Built of reinforced titanium and adorned with intricate engravings, the cannon was a marvel of old-world engineering. Colonel Samantha Riggs, the commanding officer of Elysium's defense forces, had a particular fondness for the Titan cannon. Riggs was a seasoned officer with a deep appreciation for history. She often spoke about the importance of remembering and honoring the past. To her, the Titan cannon was more than just a relic. It was a testament to human resilience and ingenuity. The cannon had been meticulously maintained by a dedicated team of engineers. While it was primarily seen as a ceremonial piece, Riggs had ensured it remained functional, partly out of a sense of duty to preserve history, and partly because she believed that old technology could still hold surprises. The piece on Elysium was occasionally punctuated by visits from various alien dignitaries. One such visit was from the Zorthian Empire, a technologically advanced and notoriously arrogant species. The Zorthians had a reputation for looking down on other races, particularly humans, whom they considered primitive. On a bright morning, Unity Plaza was abuzz with activity. Traders, diplomats, and citizens of all species mingled, their conversations creating a lively atmosphere. The Zorthian delegation, led by General Zorvac, arrived with much fanfare. General Zorvac was an imposing figure, his tall, lithe form draped in ornate armor that gleamed under the sunlight. His eyes, a piercing blue, surveyed the plaza with thinly veiled disdain. Colonel Riggs, dressed in her crisp UEF uniform, greeted the delegation. Her calm and authoritative demeanor contrasted with Zorvac's haughty arrogance. As the tour commenced, Zorvac's entourage followed Riggs through the bustling plaza, taking note of the various human and alien technologies on display. When they reached the Titan cannon, Zorvac's expression shifted from mild interest to outright amusement. He approached the cannon, his lips curling into a sneer. "This is your grand weapon?" he asked, his voice carrying an edge of mockery. "A relic from a bygone era? How quaint!" Colonel Riggs stood tall, unfazed by his derision. "The Titan cannon is indeed old, General, but it represents our history and the resilience of humanity. Sometimes the past holds more power than one might expect." Zorvac laughed, a harsh, grating sound. His entourage joined in, their amusement evident. "We shall see, Colonel. We shall see," Zorvac said dismissively before moving on. The general's mocking words hung in the air, but Riggs remained composed. She believed in the Titan cannon's symbolic importance and its potential utility, even if it seemed outdated. She knew that underestimating history was a mistake often made by those who lacked true understanding. As the Zorthian delegation continued their tour, Riggs couldn't shake a sense of foreboding. The Zorthians had been expanding their territory aggressively, and Elysium, with its strategic value, seemed a likely target. Despite the uneasy atmosphere, daily life on Elysium carried on. Citizens went about their business, unaware of the brewing storm. That evening, Riggs stood alone in Unity Plaza, gazing up at the Titan cannon. The sun was setting, casting long shadows across the plaza. She ran her hand along the cannon's cold, metallic surface, contemplating the challenges that lay ahead. The Zorthian threat was real, and she knew that if conflict came, they would need every advantage they could muster. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Riggs made a silent vow to defend Elysium with all her might. The Titan cannon, a relic of a bygone era, might yet play a crucial role in the battle for their future. With this resolve, she turned and walked back to the command center, ready to face whatever came next. Several months passed since General Zorvac's visit, and tensions continued to escalate. Elysium's citizens went about their lives, but beneath the surface, anxiety simmered. The Zorthian Empire's aggressive expansion made the threat of invasion ever present. Colonel Samantha Riggs and her team intensified their preparations, reinforcing defenses and running constant drills to ensure readiness. The fateful day began like any other, with the bustling streets of Unity Plaza filled with traders, diplomats, and citizens. The air was filled with the sounds of commerce and conversation, a stark contrast to the impending doom that Riggs sensed. As the morning sun climbed higher, alarms suddenly blared across the colony. The sky darkened as Zorthian warships emerged from hyperspace, casting ominous shadows over the city. Chaos erupted. Citizens scrambled for cover, and UEF soldiers rushed to their positions. The Zorthians wasted no time, launching a brutal assault on the colony. Plasma beams and energy blasts rained down, striking buildings and infrastructure. The UEF's advanced energy shields absorbed the initial onslaught, but the sheer volume of firepower was overwhelming. Colonel Riggs, stationed at the Central Command Center, barked orders into her comms. "All units, defensive positions, activate all automated turrets and deploy drones. We need to hold the line." Her voice, steady and commanding, brought a semblance of order amidst the chaos. The Central Plaza, once a place of peace and unity, was now a battlefield. UEF soldiers, equipped with advanced exoskeletons and energy rifles, engaged the Zorthian ground troops who had begun to land. The streets echoed with the sounds of battle as explosions and weapons fire filled the air. Despite the advanced weaponry and rigorous training, the UEF forces struggled against the technologically superior Zorthians. The invaders' relentless assault pushed the human defenders to their limits. Casualties mounted, and the situation grew increasingly dire. At the heart of Unity Plaza, the Titan cannon stood silent and imposing, a relic amidst the modern warfare. Colonel Riggs, watching the battle unfold from the command center, knew that they needed a game-changer. The Titan cannon, dismissed by many as a mere symbol, might be their only hope. "Lieutenant Harris," Riggs called out to her second-in-command, "prepare the Titan cannon for firing. We need to bring it online now." Lieutenant Harris, a young officer with a keen understanding of both old and new technologies, nodded. "Yes, ma'am. I'll get a team on it right away." He sprinted towards the plaza, rallying a group of engineers and soldiers to assist in the effort. As the team worked frantically to power up the ancient weapon, Riggs monitored the battle closely. The Zorthians were relentless, their superior firepower and tactics taking a heavy toll on the UEF forces. The air crackled with tension and the acrid smell of burning metal. General Zorvak's voice crackled over the comms, full of smug satisfaction. "Is this your last stand, Colonel? Do you truly believe a relic from a forgotten era can save you?" Riggs ignored the taunt, focusing instead on the task at hand. The Titan cannon systems, though old, were meticulously maintained. The ground trembled as the weapon hummed to life, its internal mechanisms whirring and clanking. Energy flowed through its ancient circuits, building up to a critical charge. The Zorthian forces, confident in their impending victory, continued their assault. Plasma bolts and energy beams hammered the UEF defenses, but amidst the chaos, a low, resonant hum grew louder, a sound that sent shivers down the spines of those who remembered the stories of the Titan cannon's power. "Cannon charged and ready, Colonel," Lieutenant Harris reported, his voice tinged with urgency. Riggs took a deep breath, her eyes locked on the largest Zorthian warship hovering ominously above the city. "Aim for their flagship! Fire!" With a deafening roar, the Titan cannon unleashed its fury. A massive beam of concentrated energy shot forth, slicing through the sky with blinding speed. The Zorthians, caught off guard by the unexpected firepower, watched in stunned disbelief as the beam struck their flagship. The colossal vessel erupted in a brilliant explosion, debris scattering in all directions. The shockwave of the blast rippled through the battlefield, momentarily halting the Zorthian advance. UEF soldiers cheered as they saw the might of the Titan cannon firsthand. The ancient weapon, once mocked and dismissed, had delivered a devastating blow to the enemy. General Zorvak's voice, now tinged with anger and frustration, cut through the comms. "Impossible! How could a relic possess such power?" Colonel Riggs, standing resolute amidst the chaos, responded with unwavering determination. "You underestimated us, General. This relic, as you called it, represents our history and our strength. We will not surrender." The battle was far from over, but the tide had turned. The Titan cannon, a symbol of humanity's past, had become a beacon of hope and resilience. As the UEF forces rallied and the Zorthians reeled from the unexpected blow, a new sense of determination filled the defenders of Elysium. The fight for their colony had only just begun, but they now knew that victory was within their grasp. The Titan cannon's devastating strike had momentarily halted the Zorthian advance, buying precious moments for the UEF forces to regroup and reinforce their defenses. Colonel Riggs wasted no time capitalizing on the momentum gained. She ordered continuous fire from the Titan cannon, targeting the largest and most threatening Zorthian warships that hovered menacingly in the sky. The ancient weapon, though slow to recharge between shots, proved its worth time and again. Each blast tore through the Zorthian fleet with unparalleled precision and power. The invaders, initially confident in their overwhelming technological superiority, now found themselves scrambling to adapt to the unexpected resilience and ingenuity of the human defenders. On the ground, UEF soldiers rallied around the Titan cannon's awe-inspiring display of force. Inspired by the ancient weapon's might and their leader's unwavering resolve, they fought with renewed vigor. The streets of Elysium became a battleground, with fierce skirmishes erupting between human and Zorthian forces. General Zorvac, his once arrogant demeanor shattered by the Titan cannon's devastating blows, struggled to regain control of the chaotic situation. His orders were met with hesitation and uncertainty among his ranks, as morale faltered in the face of unexpected setbacks. As the battle raged on, Colonel Riggs maintained a steady presence at the command center. She coordinated the defense efforts with precision, directing reinforcements to critical points and ensuring that the Titan cannon remained operational despite the intense enemy fire. The Zorthians, desperate to regain the upper hand, redirected their remaining warships to focus their firepower on the Titan cannon. Energy beams and plasma bolts rained down on Unity Plaza, testing the limits of the UEF's energy shields and threatening the stability of the ancient weapon. Lieutenant Harris and his team worked tirelessly to protect and maintain the Titan cannon. They reinforced its shielding and made rapid adjustments to its targeting systems to counter the Zorthian tactics. The engineers, inspired by the cannon's unexpected resurgence, redoubled their efforts to keep the ancient technology functioning at its peak. Amidst the chaos, Colonel Riggs received a transmission from General Zorvac, his voice laced with a mixture of frustration and thinly veiled desperation. "Colonel Riggs, this is madness. Surrender now, and perhaps we may yet spare your colony." Riggs's response was resolute and unwavering. "You underestimated us, General. This relic, as you called it, is not just a weapon. It is a symbol of our history and our determination. We will fight until the last breath." The Zorthian fleet, now severely depleted and demoralized, began to falter under the relentless assault of the Titan cannon and the resurgent UEF forces. One by one, the remaining Zorthian warships retreated from Elysium's airspace, their once dominant forces now in disarray. As the last Zorthian ship disappeared into the void of space, cheers erupted across Elysium. Citizens poured out into the streets, celebrating their hard-won victory and the newfound respect for the Titan cannon. The ancient relic, once dismissed as obsolete, had proven its worth in humanity's darkest hour. In the aftermath of the battle, Colonel Riggs surveyed the damage wrought by the invasion. Despite the devastation, she felt a sense of pride in her team and the resilience of the colony. The Titan cannon, now revered as a symbol of hope and strength, stood tall amidst the rubble of Unity Plaza. General Zorvac, humbled by his defeat, faced the consequences of his failed assault on Elysium. The Zorthian Empire, shaken by the unexpected setback, scrambled to regroup and reassess their strategy. Diplomatic channels reopened, with the Zorthians seeking to negotiate terms that would prevent further conflict with the UEF. Colonel Riggs, hailed as a hero by the citizens of Elysium and the UEF alike, received accolades for her leadership and strategic prowess. Her unwavering belief in the Titan cannon and its potential had not only saved Elysium, but also inspired a renewed sense of unity among the colony's diverse inhabitants. As Elysium began the long process of rebuilding and recovery, Riggs knew that the battle had forged bonds that transcended species and technology. The Titan cannon, once a relic of a forgotten era, had ushered in a new era of peace and cooperation among the stars. The aftermath of the battle left Elysium scarred but triumphant. The once bustling Unity Plaza, now littered with debris and remnants of the fierce battle, stood as a testament to the colony's resilience and determination. Despite the destruction, there was a palpable sense of relief and pride among the citizens and defenders of Elysium. Colonel Samantha Riggs, hailed as a hero throughout the United Earth Federation, UEF, stood amidst the wreckage of Unity Plaza, surveying the aftermath of the intense battle. The Titan cannon, now cooled down after its impressive display of power, loomed in the background as a silent sentinel. Reconstruction efforts were already underway, with teams of engineers and volunteers working tirelessly to repair the damage inflicted by the Zorthian invasion. The Central Plaza, once a battleground, was now a focal point for memorializing the fallen and honoring the bravery of those who had fought to defend their home. General Zorvac and the remnants of the Zorthian fleet had retreated from Elysium, their pride wounded by their defeat at the hands of the Titan cannon and the UEF forces. In the days following the battle, diplomatic communications were initiated between the UEF and the Zorthian Empire, seeking to negotiate terms that would prevent further hostilities and establish a lasting peace. Colonel Riggs, still clad in her battle-worn uniform, received messages of congratulations and gratitude from across the galaxy. Her leadership and unwavering belief in the Titan cannon had not only saved Elysium, but had also inspired hope among the human colonies and garnered respect from their alien allies. As the colony began the arduous task of rebuilding, Riggs took a moment to reflect on the events that had unfolded. The Titan cannon, once dismissed as a relic of humanity's past, had proven to be a pivotal asset in their defense against the Zorthian invasion. Its unexpected power had not only turned the tide of battle, but had also united the diverse inhabitants of Elysium in a common cause. The days turned into weeks, and Elysium slowly began to recover from the devastation. The Central Plaza was transformed into a memorial park, with statues erected to honor the fallen soldiers and engineers who had sacrificed their lives in defense of the colony. The Titan cannon remained at the heart of the plaza, a symbol of courage and determination that continued to inspire all who visited. As news of the battle spread throughout the galaxy, scholars and historians became fascinated by the Titan cannon and its role in humanity's defense of Elysium. Scientific expeditions were launched to study the ancient weapon, hoping to unlock its secrets and understand the advanced technology that had allowed it to remain operational after centuries. Colonel Riggs, though weary from the battle, remained steadfast in her commitment to Elysium and the UEF. She knew that while the immediate threat had been repelled, the galaxy was vast and filled with unknown challenges. The Titan cannon, now revered as a symbol of human resilience, stood ready to defend Elysium once more if needed. In the months following the Zorthian invasion, Elysium entered a new era of peace and prosperity. The colony, once threatened by war, became a beacon of unity and cooperation among the various species that inhabited the planet. Trade flourished, cultural exchanges thrived, and scientific collaboration reached new heights. The Titan cannon, now recognized as a pivotal part of Elysium's history, drew visitors from across the galaxy. Scholars and engineers marveled at the ancient weapon's design and functionality, studying its mechanisms in hopes of integrating its technology with modern defenses. Colonel Riggs, though celebrated as a hero, remained vigilant in her duties as the commander of Elysium's defense forces. She oversaw the continued enhancement of the colony's defenses, ensuring that Elysium would be prepared for any future threats that might arise. General Zorvac, humbled by his defeat on Elysium, returned to the Zorthian Empire with a newfound respect for humanity's tenacity and resilience. The failed invasion had prompted internal reflections within the Zorthian leadership, leading to reforms aimed at fostering more peaceful relations with neighboring star systems. Diplomatic relations between the UEF and the Zorthian Empire slowly improved, albeit cautiously. Negotiations continued, with both sides working to establish treaties and protocols that would prevent future conflicts and promote mutual cooperation. As Elysium flourished under its newfound peace, the Titan cannon remained a symbol of hope and unity. It stood as a reminder of the battles fought and the sacrifices made to protect the colony's freedom and sovereignty. For Colonel Samantha Riggs and the inhabitants of Elysium, the ancient relic had become more than just a weapon. It was a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity and its ability to persevere in the face of adversity. And so, as the stars continued to shine brightly over Elysium, the legacy of the Titan cannon endured, ensuring that the lessons learned from the invasion would guide future generations in their quest for peace and prosperity among the stars.